The chip hand cannon upgrade chip is a 4 crystal purchase available exclusively to scientist syndicate agents. However, you can get it out of a surplus, but the odds of getting a chimp and this out of a surplus is pretty low, but not impossible. So the way it works is you insert this chip into a standard chimp hand cannon to allow to fire megaparticles. Megaparticles inflict severe burns and cause anomalies to go super critical. It's honestly pretty straightforward, but I have seen some confusion over how it works or exactly what it does. For 4 telecrystals, you get the item directly in your hand, like most items, and it is very obvious that it is just, I mean, the game now tells you it's syndicate contraband, and there is no real way of being stealthy with this once you actually have the item, even when you upgrade the chimp. Nice thing about this item is, even if you have a completely empty chimp, say you don't want to go recharge it, all you do is you left click any chimp with this that isn't an experimental already, and it will make this very clear that it is messed up. Once you have the experimental chimp hand cannon, you just right click it and you can select Omega Particles. The normal chimp shot only does 5 heat damage, however, an Omega shot will actually do 20 heat damage, making it one of the highest damage weapons in the game individually per shot. The DPS is pretty bad, but people really are not expecting such a high damage hit from something like this, and the fact that it's only 4 telecrystals and can be recharged out of a recharger can make this a pretty viable weapon long term, especially if you're just trying to like poke at people as a syndicate or just kind of do almost like a stealth assassination. It's a very quiet weapon. I mean, it just has the sound of a chimp or an ape, which doesn't really alert people. However, the Omega particles are actually pretty obvious. They're very bright green, and the projectile itself makes it pretty clear that something's up. And 20 heat damage is a lot. It's actually enough to just straight up ignite an unarmored Diana on fire. So if you ever have to kill somebody, if you ever have like a kill target that's a Diana and you're a scientist, this is a pretty brutal way to take care of them. It's also great at killing security officers because they're probably not even going to realize that they're taking as much damage as they are until they're probably already near death. It's a very surprisingly good stealth weapon. So if you grab the chimp with the Omega shots on, I mean, I only have, what, 5 shots left? 5 shots alone will be enough to get this near super crit, but not quite enough. So if an anomaly is near a low percentage, you definitely want to have the chimp fully charged, and you, again, just do this at a recharger. The chimp does recharge fairly fast. Each 10% gives you 1 shot, but again, if you're recharging it and you're not like exposed or something, there's no reason not to fully charge it. I would even encourage, if you're trying to use this as like a primary weapon or just using it for self-defense as a syndicate, whatever the case may be, 4 telecrystals is a really cheap purchase for what can be an infinite value weapon. So you could intentionally, as a scientist, try to make the portable recharger or have a turbo recharger stashed somewhere. You can really go far with this. Now that people can actually get infected by anomalies, you can also use this to super crit them. Pretty evil and devious to do that, but you can basically guarantee somebody's death really rapidly. You could say that you were going to treat them as a scientist and then kill them with the experimental. Problem is, though, if you're holding in your hand and somebody examines you, it will say it's experimental, so the more meta-inclined players might run away from you and report you at that point. But anyways, really cool item. I play a lot of science, and I've never even used it, so I should try to utilize it more in my play. It's a great item, but before the projectile speed sucked, so I think that's probably why you didn't really see it used, but now the projectile speed is still slow, but it can get the job done. Anyways, thank you all for watching.